So now let's go to the measures of position, which is module 4 of our statistics laboratory. So for measures of position, there are three different types. You have your percentiles, your decile, your quartiles. And in line with your quartiles, we are going to discuss the box plot. Okay, we're going to discuss your box plot. So let's start first with the percentile. So for the percentile, this group your data into 100 equal parts. So which let us use the generic formula, which is n p times n plus 1 divided by 100. Where p is the position of your percentile, so that's from 1 to 99. Okay, so 1 to 99. Then we have your decile, so you can have d, then that's also n plus 1 divided by 10, since the decile divides your data set into 10 equal parts. That's 10. And your d value here can be any value from 1 to 9. From 1 to 9. Then lastly, we have your quartile q. Then that's also n plus 1 divided by 4. Okay, divided by 4. Since this divides your data into 4 equal parts, so your q would be q1, q2, and q3. Okay, so for d, that's d1, d2 to d9. And for p, that's p1, p2, p3 to p99. Okay, so and then the box plot is in relation with your quartiles. Okay, so first let's start with your percentiles. Okay, so of course let's do the manual first. So for percentile, you simply divide your data into 10 equal parts, as 100 equal parts. So it's actually best if you already arrange your data in an ascending order. Okay, so from smallest to highest. Okay, and it's all for your, let's say, P20. Okay, so that's P20. So now this is now simply equal to your 20. Siyempre, that's as it is times, since there are 10 of these, so that's 10 plus 1 divided by 100. Okay, so that's 2.2. So meaning the value of your 20th percentile would be 8. Okay, or if you simply want to round off. So 20% of the data is less than 20% of the data is less than 8. Okay, so if you want to use that directly, if you want to use the or if you want to be exact about it, class, you can also use this formula. So that's actually um, let's see, 2. So 2 is 7. Okay, so 7 plus, okay, so this is now equal to 7 plus 8 minus 7. 8 minus 7 times 0.2. Okay, which is the decimal value that is left. Okay, and that's now 7.2. So P20 is now 7.2. So you can say that 20% of your data set is less than 7.2 if you want to be exact. But if you want to use this one, then you can just use these values and you can say that 20% of your data set is less than 8. Okay, so that's also acceptable. And let's have your, let's say, BP89. Okay, so this is now equal to 89 asterisk. Diba? Then that's 10 plus 1, so this is 11 divided by 100. Okay, so the value now is 9.79. Or you say that 89% of the data set is less than 11. Okay, or less than 11. Or again, if you want to use this one, if you want to be exact on what is exactly the 89th percentile, then we have the ninth value is 10.5 plus, wait, sorry, supposedly plus, then you have 0.79. Then let's have na lang una daan ang 11 minus 10.5, diba? Asterisk or times 0.79, which is the remainder of your value set. And this is now 10.895. Okay, so 89% of your battery lives is less than 10.895 hours. Okay, so that's 89. So this is the 89th percentile. Okay, so that's how you use your percentile. Okay, then let's have another example. Let's say be in between 60. So let's have 64. Okay, so P64. So for P64, this is simply equal to 64 asterisk, again 11 divided by 100. So that's 7.04, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7. So 64% of your battery life is less than 10 hours, or at least for this given example. And again, if you want to be exact, you can have this is equal to, make a 7 ka value, 9 equal to 9 plus 10 minus 9 asterisk 0.04. Okay, so 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 9.04. Okay, so 7.04. Okay, so you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's 10. 10. You can have 10 as your 64th percentile, or you can have 9.04 as your 64th percentile. And in this case, 9.79, you can have 9.79. You can have 11 as your 89th percentile, or if you want to be exact about it, then 10.895. Okay. Then lastly, you can have 8 as your 20th percentile, or if you want to be exact about it, then that's 7.2. Okay, so that's for your percentile. The next, let's have your deciles. So this is for percentiles. Next, let's have your deciles. So for deciles class, then you can have, let's have D2 for 20, then D9, okay, since 89 mo na siya class, then let's have P6, okay, since that's 64. Okay, so for D2, then this is simply equal to 2 asterisk, again 11 divided by 10. Okay, so that's also 2.2, because your 20th percentile is actually equal to your second decile. Okay, so again, you can use 8 or you can use 7.2, since same man lang na sila class. Okay, so that's still 7 plus 8 minus 7 times 0.2. And for D9, then this is now equal to 9 asterisk. This is 11 divide 10. Okay, so this is 9.9. Again, you can use this one. Since this is 9.9 class, syempre mas change mo na siyang inyong value, no? So, yung ka-9 value is still 10.5 plus, so this is still 11 minus 10.5 asterisk 0.9. Okay, because 9.9 siya. So, 10.95. Okay, so you can use either 11 as your 9th decile, or you can use 10.95. So, either way, it's correct. Then you have your P6. So, again, this is 6 asterisk or times 11 divided by 10. Okay, so this is 6.6 So this is 6.6, okay, which is different. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's still 9. Okay, or at least 60% of your value would be less than the second 9 in your data set. Okay, since this is 6.6, so you can use 9 plus um, 9 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 9 minus 9 because the next value is 9 times 0.6, which is still equal to 9 plus. Okay, so for this one, you can still use 9. Okay, so 60% of your value is less than 9. Pero sa diriya, for your P64, that's the second 9. That's, we use 10. Diba? That's 9.04. But for P6, then you use 9. This 9. So, 60% of your data is less than 9. But for P64, 64% of your dataset is less than 10, which is different. So that's your percentile and your decile. Okay. Then for quartiles class, it divides your dataset into 4 equal parts. So you have Q1, Q2, and Q3. So let's have Q1, Q2, and Q3. So for Q1, simply this is 1 times 11, 1 times 11 divide 4. Wala gali equal. Equal. 1 times 11 divide 4. So that's 2.75. Okay, so 2.75. So less than 8. That one. So but if you want to use the actual, so that's 7 plus 8 minus 7 asterisk or times 0.75. So that's 7.75 or 7.75% of your 25% of your data is less than 7.75 hours. Okay, has a battery life less than 7.75 hours. Then for Q2, so this is now equal to 2 times 11 divide 4. So that's 5.5. So 5.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so between sang 9 kag 8.5, so you can just simply say that 50% of your day of your battery life is less than 9 hours, or 50% of your tablets has a life hour of less than has a life has a battery life of less than 9 hours siya. And if you want to use the extra, then that's 8.5 plus 9 minus 8.5 times 0.5. So 8.75. Okay, so if you want to be exact about it, so 50% of your tablets has a battery life of less than 8.75 hours. Okay, then for Q3, this is now equal to 3 times 11 divided by 4. So that's 8.25. So this is 8. So your battery is 75% of your battery is of your tablets has battery life of less than 10.5 hours. Again, if you want to be exact about it, then this is now equal to 10 plus 10, 10.5 minus 10 times 0.25. Okay, so that's now 10.125, or your 25% of your tablets is a battery life less than 10 hours and 10.12 hours. So that's your quartiles. So this is your quartiles class. Quartiles. Okay. And then for your auto, okay. And then if you want to use Excel, you simply do this one class. So let's start with percentile. And deciles. And quartiles. So for percentile, this is simply equal to percentile used ang exclusive. Or if you want to use the percentile class nga daan, that's also fine. Exclusive para tanan-tanan sila. That exc and open, you use your array here. Then you simply select your k. So k here. Okay. K here is wala siya gagwaw. Any value from 0 to 99. So let's have, say, 23. Number error. Sala class. 0.23. So 0.23. 0.23. Let's try that. This is 0.23 because I'm not confident with that one. So this is 26. This is 23 times 26. Divide 100. It's 5.98. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's actually correct, class. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth value. Then this is the sixth value. So siya dapat kalabot sa 23.8. So that's 23.796, which is correct. This is position. This is position of your this is the position of your percentile, but this is the value. Okay, so that's correct. And if you want another one, so this is 23. Okay, then let's have 67. Okay, so this is now equal to percentile that xc. Again, you choose your array, and that's 0.67 percentile. So 48.272, 48.272, so meaning this one class. Okay. So this is now 17. Okay. So 17 values. So let's check. So this is now 17 divide 25. Yeah, so close. So that's correct. That's correct. And let's have the last one. Let's see, B95. So this is now equal to, again, percentile dot exc times your array, okay, divided by 0 then 0.95 for the 95th percentile. Okay, and the value is now 73.96. Okay, so meaning greater than 73.4 but less than 74.2. So that's correct. And for the decile, let's have 2, 5, and 8. Try if my decile is Excel. Ooh. Oops. Wala decile gali sa. Wala siya gali decile class. But if wala sang decile class, you can actually use percentile. because your second decile is actually equal to your 20th percentile. So you can simply use percentile.exe. You can have your array, then you can just simply have the yun 0.2, diba, for the 20th percentile. Okay, so this is now 23.64, which is actually the same as almost as your 23rd percentile, diba? Then you can put it sila equal. And for the fifth decile, then you can have this one as equal to your percentile dot exe. Then simply select the array. Okay, then this is now 0.5 for 58th percentile. Okay, so this is now 36.4, which is actually similar to your median. Okay, and for the 8th decile, you can simply have and select the array, and this is now 0.8. Okay, that's 58.16. Okay, which is greater than 53.6 but less than 59.3. Okay, so that's for your decile. Then let's have your quartiles class. So it's the first, the second, and the third quartile. Okay, so for the first quartile, you simply have E quartile. You also use ang exclusive. And this is now your array. And you simply have 1 for the first quartile. Okay, so that's 24.8, which is close to your 23.796. So that's 25th percentile. And for your second percentile or quartile 2, second quartile gali, sorry, that's select this array. Okay, then you simply place 2 for the second quartile, and it's 36.74, which is equal to your 55th decile. And if you want to be technical about that class, then this is actually all, diba? And this is also equal to your 50th percentile. Lastly, we have your third quartile. So this is quartile.exe. Then you have your array. Then this is simply 3. Okay. Ay. Wrong spelling. Quartile. So that's 53.45. Or if you want to check this one class, it should be equal to your 75th percentile. So this is now equal to percentile dot exe. Simply select your array, and this is now 0.75, and the answer should be the same. So that's 53.45, that's 53.45. Okay, so the purpose of this one class is for you to be able to gauge the look of your data set based on a box plot. So let's tackle the box plot next. So to create a box plot using your Excel class, you can have your minimum and your maximum. So for the minimum, you simply type minimum min. Okay, selects the smallest value of your, so that's min, and you simply select this one. So that's 4.1. And for the maximum, so that's maximum, max. You simply select your data set. Okay. So you have now your minimum and maximum. The next, let's use your pivot table again. So pivot table. Okay, so that's there. Then existing worksheet, and you simply have this one. Then that's okay. And for your pivot table, so that's GPM, so that's count values. So rows naman this GPM. Okay, then you use these values here to label this one. Okay, so you group. So the first one is less than your 24.8, or from 4.1 to 24.8. Count plus count. Anyway, change lang muna siya. If 24.8, okay, date design, analyze, group, group, and you can change this one, value field setting to count. So count. So this is now your group 1. The next is 36.4 to 24.8. So 23.8 na siya class. Then this is now 25.8 to 36.4. 36.4. Okay, then you group selection. Okay, so that's group 2. The next is 36.4 to 53.5. So 53.45. So that's 53.3. So that's group your selection. Then lastly, 43.45 to 74.2. Oh, I forgot. You have to identify gali danay class if there is an outlier. So how do you know if there is an outlier? Anyway, let's not group that again. First is you have your Q3. So first you solve for your IQR, or the interquartile range. Okay. So this is now equal to your Q3 minus your Q1. Then we simply have to check if there is an outlier. So this is equal to your Q1 minus 1.5 times your IQR. Okay. So value is negative 18. So meaning we have no outliers to for below the value. Then for sa babaw, then that's Q3 plus 1.5 times our IQR. Okay. So this is 96.425. Okay. So meaning there are also no outliers here class. So you can simply group this one. Okay. If ever there is an outlier, then you do not include that one class as grouping. Okay. And so there are 25. So 6761. Okay. So this is now. Then we create a box plot. So by using a stack graph, is to have your Boxplot class, you can simply use your Boxplot online Boxplot generator. So to have a Boxplot online generator, you can just simply go to any Boxplot generator. Like for example, this one, thismos.com calculator. You simply input your data set. So just make sure that you have the correct data set. So that's 25 elements. Then these are the values now for your Boxplots. And, and and this is now your Boxplot. So your 25.8 is your Q1. 25 supposedly 24.8 is your Q1. Then supposedly so 36.4 is your supposedly this is 24.8, and this is now 36.4, and that's 53.5 or 53.45. So 24, that's 20, that's supposedly that's 24.8. Okay. And then your smallest value is 4.1, and your highest value is 24.2. Okay, which is correct. Okay, for your data plot. Or if you want to use Excel, then you can go to microsoft.com, then how to create an Excel plot. So for this one, you can use your pivot table. So again, you insert your pivot table type pivot pivot table, then you simply select your data set. Then for existing worksheet, then you simply select this one somewhere here, then you simply click OK. Then again, you select your Okay. Sala ako na choose. Dapat i-select mo tanan, di ba, class? Lit. Na change this pivot table report. Okay. Wala pa siya na-create. So, again, balik. Simply click your pivot table. Then, you select your range. Ang ari lang GPM aton range. Then, for output, that's somewhere here. Oh. So, and for your output location, you just click somewhere here. Then, click OK. The reference is not valid. Delete. Okay, then click OK. Okay, then for your GPM, again, that's the count. Let's count. Okay. This is your GPM. Okay. And this is now the value. Then you simply group this one according to your data set. So from 4.1 to 24.8. So this is, you group this one. Then for 25, oh, so that was correct because wala tagal isang 24.8 nga value class. So ang smallest given nga value isa ang median mo given ma fall sa 25.8. Okay. Then so for 25.8 so to 36.4. Okay, then you group that one. Then from 36.4 to 53.45. So you group that one. Then lastly, for your 53.6 to 74.2, you group that one. So that's now 4 groups. Then next is you insert a recommended chart. For this one, you use a stacked column. Okay, simply click OK. Then you go to design. Then you simply switch your row and columns. So this is now the look of your Boxplot. Then you simply click this one. You add element. Then sa error bars, more error bars options. So for that's the top. Then that's for that you use my plus. Use plus. Then no cap. Okay. Then your percentage is 100%. Okay. Then you also do that one for this for the total. Then again you add element. That's your error bars, more error bars. Standard deviation. And then that's minus ang plus. Oh, wala siya ga-change. Hindi na to. Error bars, more error bars options. Then again, minus. Oh, wala siya gagana ho. Element, error bars. More error bars. Oh, wala siya ga-work sa second nga part. But you should be able to do this one class. Then you should use percentage. So that's also 100%. Oh, ari siya gali. Minus pod. Then supposedly wala na labot. Anyway, let's just fix that in a file. Then no cap. Okay. Then since ang aton nga kwan is usually ang aton nga this one is only one color usually. So for the fill, then no fill. Okay. You can have this one, then no line. No line. So supposedly di ba wala na siya labot kasi. And for this one, you can solid fill, but you can use actually the color nga pareho lang sila tanan. So color nga pareho lang sila tanan. Okay, then since this is the median, you can actually add a border here for a solid line. Anyway, class, you just play with that one for the design. Okay, but this now looks like your box, same as your Boxplot. Okay, but again, if you want to, you can always use an online generator for Boxplot. So you just input the data set. Okay, and that's it. So that's for your measures of position. It's like a longer video.